Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the runner-up and Rookie of the Year balloting Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, as they'll square off against Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. With that, let's head on up to Foxborough. Standing by with the call at Gillette Stadium, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Stephen Gostkowski now has this one teed up, and we are underway from Gillette Stadium. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's Cleveland's offense under the guidance of quarterback Baker Mayfield. Week 6, lost to Seattle 32-28. Back and forth game. Baker Mayfield 22 of 37. So not the best completion percentage. Did have a passing touchdown and also his first rushing touchdown of his career.
But when you think about what's happening with him and Cleveland, so many great plays, the problem is turning the ball over. All those interceptions he's thrown. He threw 3 more against Seattle. And it reminds me of what an offensive coordinator told me recently about what he tells his quarterback. I want you to be aggressive, but I want you to be smart. You figure out where the line is.
Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field.
Mayfield to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Let's meet the offense. Greg Robinson. Very, very talented.
What a man to set your offensive line with. Greg Robinson can do it all. Tremendous athleticism, great strength, just coming into his own.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Get in the weight room.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Starting lineup here for New England, number 1 in the NFL in total defense, Charles.
And really that started at the end of last season. Throughout the playoffs, and especially the Super Bowl when they shut down the high-flying Rams and only gave up 3 points in that game. But they continued it this year. And you don't have a lot of stars on that side of the ball. You don't sit there and go, oh, this guy and that guy. But collectively, they're as good as we've seen in recent years.
Big game against the Giants, Week 6. Their first game with a block punt and a fumble return for a touchdown since 1986. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, the Browns hand things over to the veteran Britton Colquitt to punt. Back deep for New England, Julian Edelman. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Here comes Tom Brady and the New England Patriots offense, and it was another night at the office for number 12 on that Thursday night in Week 6 against the Giants. Threw for 334 yards. I don't care about that. The stat that I want to talk about, 2 touchdown runs for Tom Brady, and he wanted to get that second one.
Now, do you count them as runs when they're sneaks?
No, they're more just like fall forwards behind a good offensive line.
But he does it so well, doesn't he? Because a lot of quarterbacks cannot execute the sneak properly. Tom Brady has made it art form. And what was really interesting about it is when I look at those final numbers of 41 for 334, there were times in that game, I don't know what you thought, I thought he was actually struggling. I didn't think he played all that well. Yet at the end, 31 of 41, 334, 2 touchdown runs, and oh yes, a win.
That throw by Brady incomplete. And let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
Sony Michel was taken near the end of the first round in the 2018 draft, but boy, did he earn his keep in that season with New England. Really came on in the playoffs, scored the only touchdown in the Super Bowl win over the Rams. Expect bigger and better from Sony Michel moving forward.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now the leading rusher for the Pats last year is a rookie, Sony Michel. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. He saw the middle was closed, tried to bounce it outside. That didn't work either.
Very rarely can you bounce something that's designed to go into the middle all the way to the outside and expect to get help and get there. Usually all the blocking is there. In this case, blocking was in the middle. Bounced up, stacked up. Now he was outflanked when he tried to get outside.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Brady. He's got him in, complete. It's Julian Edelman. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a 1st down. How many times have we seen that 3rd down and Tom Brady turning to old reliable Julian Edelman? Of course, no Rob Gronkowski now. Edelman, the main holdover, the 33-year-old who was a Super Bowl MVP last season. Now a 1st down carry. It's Michel. The tackle by Terrence Mitchell. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
When you're the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft of 2017, what's a little extra scrutiny? Defensive end Myles Garrett is certainly used to it. In 2018, came into his own his 2nd year in the league with 13.5 sacks and really expects to increase that total in years to come.
Wait, 53! 53, Mike. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. What did he hit?
On 2nd down, Michel. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
Wait, 20! 58, come on! I got him! Alert!
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. And he'll have his man, that's Edelman. Brady to his old reliable Edelman, and the Patriots have a 1st down. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those tough catches. And not only can he do it, he can often run away from people after the catch.
So 2 1st downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the slant! Check it, reload!
Brady gives to Michel. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Army.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Edelman coming off another big game in Week 6 against the Giants on Thursday night. 9 catches, 113 yards, both season highs. And that's now back-to-back 100-yard games as he went for 110 against Washington the week before. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. They'll run it. This is Michelle. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Man, I got you.
From the 41, Brady. It's caught. This is White. And he's taken down inside the 30. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
It's just me and you. 72.
To throw again. Brady. Goes underneath here to White. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. With James White, you know that he can catch the football. He was 3rd in the NFL amongst running backs last year with 87 catches. And as we've seen, sometimes they come in bunches. Super Bowl 51, he had 14 grabs, including the winning score. Last year in the divisional round versus the Chargers, 15 receptions for White. And a dump off to White. So now on 4th down, on comes Steven Gostkowski to try and get the patch 3. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And the 13-year man puts it through, and the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. Well, they didn't get in the end zone, but pretty good balance there on the opening drive between the run and the pass.
Yeah, I think that was probably what they wanted to get accomplished right out of the gate. Throw the ball with success, run it, of course, to set the tone. So if we saw the offensive coordinator's play sheet, probably wrote himself a little note. Exactly what we wanted to do. Probed it early and got it done.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul.
I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
The Browns drive about to get started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Nothing after one on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The 6-0 Patriots coming back out onto the field here, Charles, and that means that I want to play a game called Who Can Give Them Their First Loss, if anybody, because they have 3 of the next 4 on the road at the Jets, who look better with Sam Darnold back beating the Cowboys, and then they come home for the Browns. But anyways, you tell me who could give them their first loss.
Well, they do have 2 very interesting road games after the Browns game at Baltimore and at Philadelphia, and you would think those would be the most difficult ones. I'm centering in on the Browns because they will be a very desperate team by the time that they play New England, plus the pass rush with Myles Garrett and crew. And that New England offensive line has had its share of struggles here in the early going despite being undefeated to date.
A gain of 6 there on first. Thomas, the 9-year vet. Of course, all those great seasons with Denver. 5 straight 1,000-yard campaigns in Denver. Dealt to Houston at the trade deadline last year and now trying to work his way back off an Achilles tear. And if healthy, he can certainly be a big asset for Tom Brady. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Brady going to throw. It's complete. James White. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Brings up 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now Brady. Escapes the sack. Now he'll escape to his left. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Tom Brady flashing the mobility, scrambling there for a first down.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. We hit.
They'll run on first down. Michelle, and not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
No, 66.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Mike, focus, defense, focus.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
Wait 10, wait 20! All day, dog.
On first down, Brady. This is White on the screen. White's got a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Browns offense coming back onto the field here. We mentioned earlier their loss to Seattle in Week 6. Back-to-back losses now. And you think about it, Charles, at this point last season, the Browns actually had a better record than they do right now at 2-4.
Hard to believe. And remember what we said in preseason, that these Browns and their fans, it's not the lovable Browns and, oh, we have low expectations. If we got to this point and they weren't playing well, might be a little bit ugly in Cleveland right now because things have really jumped in where they expect this team to be. They haven't won a game at home yet this season. And how about the upcoming schedule? They get the open week, and they need it. Then things really start to jump up. At New England. At Denver is playing much better on defense. And then they host Buffalo, one of the surprises of the season in the early going.
Speaking of Odell Beckham, he went over 100 yards in that loss to Seattle in Week 6. 101 yards to be exact, 6 catches. Second 100-yard game for him as a Cleveland Brown, but people are waiting for him to find the end zone more. Just 1 touchdown catch through 6 weeks.
Mike. 180! Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Mayfield with a quick fire to Landry. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
But that was well defended. And as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Mayfield now from the 50. It's caught by OBJ. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Mayfield now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
To throw, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Fourth down, and on is Greg Joseph for the Browns field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. The kick by Joseph is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Joseph now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Brady, incomplete. TJ Carey right there in coverage.
Now, that's absolutely terrific technique right there by the corner. Exhibit A. Zone coverage, knew where his man was in relation to the football at all times, and made a nice play.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. A give to Michel running right. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. Back deep for the Browns, Antonio Callaway. This is taken at the 23. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. He has not had the game that he envisioned. His team has not had the game that they've envisioned here. So how do they turn this around now?
Well, right now what he's looking forward to doing is finding a way to get the added weight on his back. Is it like that monkey that Steve Young was talking about? Remember that in the Super Bowl?
Oh, the 95 Super Bowl.
Right, when they beat the Chargers, and, he had that weight of expectations and past greats on his back. In this case, it's just bad play. Can he shake it off and then be able to play loose and free and help his team out?
Let's see if he can do just that. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Mayfield on first down. Sideline throw, that's caught by Landry. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Set, 180. 51. Pick me up. Here we go.
Play fake. Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Joseph is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Joseph now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
It's been a long day for you. But he hit.
The final shot before half for Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 26. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
Looking to throw on second down. Brady. Now they go screen. It's complete. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. From the gun, it's Brady. And that's complete. It's Watson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Brady now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Brady. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Mayfield now. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham, complete. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. That'll get them to first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Mayfield now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Unfortunately for you, you've been around me for a little while now, so you know me as well as anyone and how I look at a game. I don't ever advocate abandoning anything, but in this case, I'm going against my own thought process. You got to change it up. You got to start throwing it around a little bit, finding ways to try and move the ball, because keeping on the ground just isn't working for them.
Yeah, maybe get him the ball out of the passing game. A swing pass outside or something, just something to vary it up. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Joseph is good. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So it's a third field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
Joseph now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes Tom Brady and the Patriot offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their own 24. This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Do you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Caught by the tight end, Watson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, you know, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets him to 1st. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. Complete to Watson, the tight end. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Now White, and he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Too little, Captain. Hey, ball 66.
Brady, a quick throw out to Edelman. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line.
Wait, that. Wait, 20. Check 53. Go, go, go. Hey, hey.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. And this will be incomplete.
For number 80, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
New England on 3rd down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Brady. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 39. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Brady. It's complete. James White. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Wait, that. Round 80. Round 80. 53 is mine.
First down, here's White. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. From the gun, Brady. And Watson has it right side. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 12-yard line. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, it's White. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Wait, that 380! 58, come on! You remember me? You remember me? 72.
Now Brady. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Mayfield and the offense now. Down by 8, a little under 1:50 remaining. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Baker Mayfield, as a rookie, 3 times he led the Browns back to victory in the 4th quarter. What can he do here in year number 2? Now Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
The Browns try to get back and set quickly here. Time ticking away. Here's Mayfield. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's intercepted. It's the all-pro corner, Stephon Gilmore.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Wait, 20! Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? Hey, 66.
The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
Wait, 380! Mike, 58, right there. All day, baby, all day, all day, all day. Alert. 50.
Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.